with the amazing Deirdre Moran, who has got a gallery on Ross Street, and she's also the esteemed president of the Coochiemudlo Art Collective. So thank you so much for letting me invade your space. And how long have you had the gallery here?
Since moving over, about 5 years ago now.
So what part of yourself actually lives in the gallery that probably wouldn't consciously notice?
Once I've finished the work, and it's to the standard that I believe is my best, I will put it out here for display, and then people come along and you get their feedback, and art's so particular to each person. And I particularly notice that when I've got another artist who's exhibiting with me, and it might be quite different, the art, and you see how people gravitate to a particular style. So that one of the joys of being part of the collective is to see how people have evolved as in their art, and sometimes it changes quite dramatically from where they started out, and others it's just going along in the same kind of vein that they started out in. But everybody is improving, that's for sure. And I think the support from each other too, it makes such a difference to how you live your art life.
It's a beautiful community that you've got going here. You were painting before you came here?
Yeah, I've sort of painted all my life.
Yeah.
So I guess my profession has been nursing for many years.
Okay.
And I found art to be a great de-stressor for me, when things like tough as it does in nursing sometimes.
It works for some people, wine works, but art's a much healthier expression. I know, it's just
So, and it was always my plan. We bought the house here in 2005. And I used to bang on all the time to my family about, yes, well, I'm going to retire there, and it'll be a wonderful place to paint. And I'm going to make a gallery, and I had all these grand plans, and they came to fruition. So it was really wonderful, and I think my family was so glad when I'd done it, because then I could stop talking about it.
When you put the gallery up, did that change the way you did your art? Did you find that was another evolution in your career?
Absolutely, it's a big one, because for artists, just putting the work out there, is kind of exposing what you love. That's sort of can be a bit nerve-wracking, but it certainly helped my confidence, because you do get a lot of really positive feedback. And every time somebody has something good to say, then you feel a bit more confident. And I think having that, I love talking about art, and everybody has an idea about what they like, and that's always really helps you grow.
Right, so is there a piece of the gallery that you almost didn't let anyone see? Were there many pieces, or there?
There's lots of pieces that don't come out here.
Okay, so what's the thing that tips them over the line? So it's like are there pieces that almost didn't.
Well, it's when I paint in the studio. So when I finished a piece, I usually know pretty much straight away whether I'm happy with it or not.
Yeah.
But I always try and leave the paint on my wall in my studio and sneak up on it, just to make sure that nothing jumps out.
I love it.
And so I do that for a while. And sometimes I'll take a photo and post it on Facebook and see what sort of response I get. And if I get a lot of positive feedback, I think kind of made it out there too.
Yeah.
So then if it's a pastel, I'll go ahead and get it framed. With the with the oils, it's a little bit simpler. So you don't have to spend any more money once you've done it. So I can usually bring those straight out into the gallery if then I will say to people, if they bought a painting, can you send me a photo of it when it's in its happy place at your home? And people will do that. I like that. I like to see it on their wall.
Yeah. How do you decide? How does that, how do you decide what to paint? I mean, I wouldn't know where to put my eyes if I started looking for things to paint, or is it just like some sort of divine inspiration?
I'd like to think it's that complicated. It's usually the light that I can see in something, and because I'm constantly walking around the island at different times of the day, and sometimes I've painted the same thing several times, but because it's a different time of the year or a different time of the day, the light is different, it changes the whole aspect of what you're trying to capture in the work. So you're always hyper alert, or I am anyway, and I'm sure it happens to most artists that you might see something out there that maybe somebody who's not so aware will just not notice how the light is falling on that particular part of a tree or on the water.
Explain the process of what you're doing with this. Is this a live demo?
It has been over the last couple of days. So what I wanted to do is just demonstrate what my process is for working with pastel. So I work from photos when I'm working in the studio. So this is a photo that's taken down on the floor. And from that photo, I develop a little colour sketch. And what that does is helps me to limit my pastels so that I haven't got 1,000 pencils trying to figure out what colour I want. So that pretty much informs the bigger painting. So then I just started working out in the background, deciding trying to identify where my focal point is going to be. The clouds are a big part of the painting, and also the reflection here is
That is gorgeous.
easy peasy.
And so how far from finish would you say this?
Well, I probably am at the stage now where I just let it rest for a little while and come back and look at it with fresh eyes and then see, if I need to bring out bits and knock other bits back, so that's having nice balance. So I'm pretty happy with it at the moment,
Just marinate for a bit. And so what about from go to woe? And you took this photo.
Yes.
What would be about the sort of like the average time frame, or does that vary with each one and do each different medium as well?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Look, sometimes it can take a couple of weeks, and I paint usually every day. And it just depends on how much details in the painting, how well it's going, whether it's performing properly or not.
Do you ever get up out of bed and go, or stay in bed and go, no, not doing it today?
Yeah, I usually paint every day, and if I haven't painted for a couple of days, Max will say to me, why don't you go and paint for me? Because he reckons I get really
Oh,
yeah.
You're stuck in and do something. Yeah. And you disappear in there, and a week later it's like, where's Deirdre? Better take her a coffee or a glass of water. Yeah. Thanks so much. I really appreciate your chat. That's great.